guys? I hope everyone's having a great day. I don't know why my fine china cabinet looks like it's crooked. It looks like it's freaking tilted. It makes it look like the house is tilted. That is really weird. Because I promise you it's not tilted. The fine china cabinet or the house is not tilted. Okay, whatever. It doesn't matter. I'm not going to worry about it. So, I know my hair is a mess right now. I just got home from work not all that long ago. And I was going to get in the shower first. But the minute I do that, I'm going to get lazy and want to go to bed and go to sleep. So I thought I'd go ahead and knock this video out first, then do all that. So I was actually supposed to do this video yesterday, but for whatever reason I didn't have time, and I was really unmotivated and lazy too. I didn't have time. I was busy yesterday too, so I had to do it today after I got home from work. So I got your guys's all your guys's questions here, as well as I got some really weird illiterate comments that I'm gonna go through as well. So because that's always fun. We like doing that on this channel. So let's go ahead and just get into it and stop wasting. Alright, so the first question, or the first three questions, because this is three questions, from a longtime subscriber, Matt Carl, asks, Rob Zombie's Halloween 1 or Rob Zombie's Halloween 2? From an actual filmmaking perspective, I'd say the first one, but just the film that I enjoy more overall would be his second one. Best NBA video game of all time, it's a tie between 2K14 and I'd say Live 05 for me. My favorite beer? Right now, I like Foster's. I like Foster's pretty well. Bonus question, 10 points. Favorite wrestler of all time, Edge. Edge is my all-time favorite wrestler. He's been my favorite wrestler since I got into wrestling. So, yeah, thank you for the questions, Matt. And let's go ahead and move on. Alright, so the next three questions are from the Protagonist, who's a really great YouTuber. I always recommend people go check out his channel. Question 1, do you plan to see Saw 10 in theaters? I don't know. It'll have to look interesting in the trailers. Question 2, what are your thoughts on the Saw franchise as a whole, and what are your expectations for Saw X, if you have any? So, I'm not really that big a fan of Saw. I really enjoyed the first one. There were parts of the second one and the third one that I liked. I really didn't like the fourth or the fifth one. Now the sixth one was a good one. I remember the 3D one, and I did see the Jigsaw film. I thought it was okay too. I didn't like the 3D, the final chapter. I didn't like that. And I did not like the new one with Chris Rock. I thought it was absolutely awful. So, I don't really know where my expectations are for Saw 10. I hope it's good. I mean, I hope for any movie to be good, really, but, you know, the way movies are today, that's almost never the case nowadays. But, yeah, expectations are really low, mainly because I'm not a big fan. I actually prefer Hostel, but that's just me. Question 3, would you ever write and direct a Halloween fan film? No, because there's a great abundance of those, and honestly, the Halloween fan films, just the way they pop up left and right, for me, it gets really annoying. The only one I think I really enjoyed was the one Dave McRae did. I think that's really it. But yeah, thank you for the questions. Really appreciate it. So we got a comment from the library. Wow, that is a name I have not heard in a really long time. But they say, I bought figures from you yesterday and they have not shipped. I'm very aggravated. What's sad about this is that they posted this hours after they supposedly bought figures from me. I don't sell figures. So even if they did buy figures off of me, which they didn't, you know, you got to allow the seller a little bit more than 12 hours to get something shipped out. So that's what's ultimately sad about this. But anyway, moving on. So a bear tells me to go out in the woods. Alright, I'll get right on that. Alright, Southern Baptist Reed, Jesus Christ, asks, what political party do you support and vote for? Hopefully it's Republican. Well, I will go. It's actually not really any of your business, to be honest with you, but I'm going to answer your question. I've never voted Republican, to be truthful with you. I've never once voted for a Republican. I don't really find my political views to at all align with anything that the Republican Party or even the Democratic Party nowadays stands for. So, I mainly like to vote for independents. So, Yeah, I mean, it really wasn't any of your concern who I vote for, but you're the type of person that I feel like you could go to a party and everybody would have a good time, and then you'd bring politics into it and ruin everybody's time. That seems like the kind of person that you are. So, yeah, thank you for the question anyway, and thank you for the support, if you can call it that. Moving on. So we got a comment from Creppy, who I know used to be Zach Hall as a fraud. I can tell by the profile picture. Creppy says, "I take a knife to my leg because I like to dip my fingers in the blood and taste it. I hope you are able to withstand the weight of the ark that I built on your shoulders, or so you want my help. You carry it. Dried blood on my window. I have nothing else to lend you, so that's it. Try to survive." Well, that certainly is a comment. Moving on. Ruslan Kostitsin asks, "Hello, I'm." you know, I know you guys might think I'm being mean, might be thinking, "Oh, it's not his fault. He's foreign." I get that, but I know that this person is perfectly capable of speaking perfect English because I've seen him do it before. I've seen him in my comments comment fucking pristine English. So I don't want to hear it. But yeah, hello, I'm. Hello, uh, I'm. the fuck, man? Like, how do I even respond to this? I don't have a witty response for this. I guess I'm just gonna have to move on. We got a good friend of mine, Jack Grimson. How you doing, bro? I'm doing all right. Some days better than others. Are you still collecting music, or have you paused that for a bit? I'm actually not collecting music anymore. It's just taking up a lot of space. I've had to part ways with quite a number of releases that I had bought physically. Um, just for the fact that I don't have room. I don't have room for it anymore. Um, it is a very expensive hobby as well, and I don't have the passion for it anymore. I just I don't know, like a lot of things I get interested in, they kind of come in waves and they'll go away and then come back. I don't know if this is going to be something that does come back for me. But yeah, no, I've not really been doing music much or like at all anymore. If I do buy an album, it's got to be something I really, really want. Have you seen Shutter Island? And thoughts if you have? Can't remember if you've spoken on it before. I saw it once a long time ago. I don't really like Leonardo DiCaprio. I really, really am not a fan of him at all. But a lot of people like Shutter Island. From what I remember of it, really wasn't all that impressed with it. But I'll have to revisit it. I just can't really get past Leo's acting. I don't think he's that great of an actor. But that's just me. People beg to differ. But yeah, thanks for the questions. So a Perfect Circle fan asks, "Why figure not for sale? Please list it a prick. I need 2007 Michael Myers." You literally could have just put 2007 Michael Myers with a question mark at the end, and I would have got the point. Um, I don't know what it is lately with people wanting to buy like figures and other stuff off of me lately. Like, oh, even in Facebook groups, which I haven't been on Facebook in almost a month now, which I don't ever really plan on going back anyway. I'll post a picture of a figure and then I'll have like 20 comments ask, "What's the price on it? What's the price on it? Is it for sale? Is it for sale? Please sell it to me. I need it in my collection." And it's like I didn't post it up because it was for sale. I just wanted to show it to you guys. That's what this group is for. "Oh, I only want it if it's for sale." And it's like, well, great, because it's not for sale, and this is no exception here. Figure's not for sale. That 2007 Michael Myers figure NECA figure is not for sale, and I wish people would stop asking me about it. It's getting really annoying. MJ Cinema asks, "What is a horror movie franchise that you think gets too much praise than it really deserves, and what's a horror movie franchise that you think doesn't get enough praise?" So one that I think gets more than it deserves, it's actually a bit of a tie between Scream and A Nightmare on Elm Street. Now, A Nightmare on Elm Street, let's go ahead and clear the air. I love the first film and I love the second one even more. After that, I'm not really that big a fan of the Nightmare on Elm Street movies. Part 3 has some good moments, Part 4 does too, Part 5 and 6, and the new Nightmare was okay, and the remake was all utterly atrocious. Um, so I shouldn't say A Nightmare on Elm Street because it's definitely one of the more higher quality franchises, but Scream for sure, and I'd say Child's Play. The Child's Play franchise because after Child's Play 3, there's not a single Chucky movie that I like, except that the remake was okay. The remake was fine for what it was, but yeah, I'd say Scream and Child's Play mainly. Now, one that I don't think gets enough praise would be Hellraiser. Hellraiser, I think, is probably one of the best horror franchises of all time. If you can look past some of those later films and their shittiness, the first four and part eight are fucking phenomenal. So yeah, that's kind of my thoughts on that. Thank you for the questions. So Mike IVFGS, have you ever wanted to join the military? I have, and I really don't want to talk about it either. Where do you stand on the political spectrum? Fuck. I really don't like being asked these kinds of questions, but I'm going to go ahead and answer it. I'm not trying to be a dick either. I just don't like to cause controversy. So I'm going to word this in a way that hopefully doesn't cause too much controversy. I am a very liberal person, a very live and let live type of person. So I'm not going to tell you, do I stand as a Democrat or as a Republican? I don't stand as either. I used to stand as a Democrat when I was 18. When I first turned 18, I voted Democrat all the time. Nowadays, I stand left on virtually everything, but I don't vote for Democrats anymore. I mainly vote for independents, and yeah, okay. So that's that. And I'm always somebody that's accepting of people for their beliefs on stuff, even if they differ from mine. So that's that. And are you a Red Wings fan? Not. I don't hate the Red Wings. I don't really like follow them. I do have some Red Wings jerseys though. So I got a Sergei Fedorov one when Sergei Fedorov was actually useful in hockey and wasn't completely useless like he was after he left the Red Wings. But other than that, I'm not really a Red Wings fan. So yeah, but thank you for the questions. I wasn't trying to be a dick. I just really don't like being asked those kinds of questions. But thank you anyway. Andrew Lee asks thoughts on the police. Now this is one I don't mind to answer. I'm really not a fan of the police and the judicial system and law enforcement and whatnot. I find it flawed. It's my personal opinion. Police. I mean, you got your good ones in mixed in with the bad ones, but overall, I'd just rather not deal with them. I try to avoid the police at all costs. It's not like I don't have like a burning hatred for them and that I wish harm on them or anything like that. I just really don't like dealing with them. A lot of the ones in my town are crooked and corrupt. And that's not me just bitching and whining. It's you can literally go to my town's. There's a Facebook page that keeps up with all the crime in my town, and there's always police officers getting busted for being crooked, having drugs, planting drugs, violating people's constitutional rights. So yeah, my personal experience with the police, I don't like dealing with them. Favorite baseball player of all time? Oh man, favorite baseball player of all time. Um, well, my favorite player right now in baseball, I'm a Tigers and a Blue Jays fan. I know that's really weird. My favorite baseball player of all time is no, he's not an all-time great or anything, but it's Jose Bautista. It's my favorite player of all time. I love watching him. And all time, or no, it's a tie between Jose Bautista and Miguel Cabrera. Now, my favorite player right now would got to be is probably a tie between Bo Bichette and Vladimir Guerrero Jr. So yeah, all time is a tie between Miguel Cabrera and Jose Bautista. And favorite horror movie of all time, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the original. It's a classic. Never gets old to me. But thank you for the questions, Andrew. And our final question from Metalhead6897 asks, what are your thoughts on the Hannibal franchise, the Hatchet movies, and the Fast and Furious? So the Hannibal franchise, like the Hannibal Lecter franchise, I don't know if Manhunter really counts. I like that movie a lot. Now the actual, like, official ones in the franchise, Love Silence of the Lambs. It's like in my top five favorite movies of all time. Didn't really care for Hannibal, the second one. Red Dragon was kind of iffy. Hannibal Rising, in my opinion, was absolutely fucking atrocious. I thought it did not need to be made. But no, Silence of the Lambs is literally one of my favorite movies of all time. I'm a huge fan of it. I think it's one of the greatest horror films ever. My thoughts on the Hatchet movies. I've not seen any of them past the third one. I've not seen the Victor. I know there's only one more after the third one, Victor Crowley. What I've seen in the first three, it wasn't really that big on. It's just really cheesy, shitty slasher B movie type of Friday the 13th stuff, except Friday the 13th does it better in my opinion. And I think the Hatchet movies are a waste of Victor Crowley's potential because all I see with Victor Crowley is just potential. I see so much potential with Victor Crowley and they don't put it to good use. And the Fast and Furious movies, I really honestly stopped caring after the fifth one. I think I saw the sixth one and I saw the seventh one, and I don't think I've seen any of the other ones. I went to the theater to go see the seventh one, and that's when it's like, okay, yeah, now I'm really done with this shit. From what I've heard, they've gone to space recently, and that's kind of a far cry from what the first few movies were like. So yeah, I've really got no interest in seeing all the other Fast and Furious movies. They're just not my thing. Like I said, I enjoyed the first one all the way up to the fifth one, and I think the sixth one was kind of losing me, and they completely lost me with the seventh one. But yeah, thank you for the question, or the questions, everybody. Everybody, thank you for the questions. It's actually been a really interesting and fun video. I like doing stuff like this. I'm gonna probably start doing one of these once a month. So that ought to be cool. It just helps me get to know you guys better, and you guys get to know me better. So yeah, I really appreciate it all. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure that like and subscribe button, and peace.